In the headlines, Labour Party appoints Akin Oshuntokun to replace Doyin Okupe as DG Presidential Campaign Counsel. Road accident on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway kills 10, injures 6. President Buhari orders strong action against killers of Omobolanle Rahim, pledges justice. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopian Airlines to resume flights to Tigray capital months after peace deal. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. We begin with politics now, where the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council has announced the appointment of Akin Oshuntokun as the new Director General of the Obi Detti campaign. Oshuntokun's appointment followed the resignation of Doyin Okupe as Director General after his conviction for money laundering charges by an Abuja Federal High Court. Announcing the appointment at a strategic meeting with Labour Party candidates, PCC members and other stakeholders in Abuja on Tuesday, the national chairman of the party, Julius Abure, said the appointment became necessary after the resignation of Okupe. He stated that even though the party will miss the wealth of experience of Doyin Okupe, they have no option than to accept his resignation in good faith.
We are pleased to announce one of our comrades, a man that is well known, also from the same geopolitical zone, because the campaign council, the party offices are well structured along that line, because we appreciate the fact that we must employ federal character as is enshrined in the Constitution and all of that. And so having put all of this into consideration and having consulted widely, we have come to the inevitable conclusion to replace the DG with Akin Oshuntokun.
Well, it was the party that announced the new DG, because it said today I announced the new DG. The party did. Their campaign strategy has not changed. It remains the same thing, trying to say a new Nigeria is possible. We can build a new Nigeria. We can build a new Nigeria where Nigerians are happy, where Nigerians have a means of livelihood and live in their nation, hopefully that things will get better, because hope is what drives every process. Today we have a sense of hopelessness.
The Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbai Al-Amin Al-Kanemi, has raised concerns over the proliferation of small and light arms through international sources in the northeast. The monarch, who handed the warning while receiving the coordinator, National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, S.A. Mohammed, said the menace, if not tackled, will retard the relative peace enjoyed recently in the zone. He explained that the Northeast shares international borders with 3 countries that have experienced armed conflicts in recent years, which has contributed to the smuggling of small arms and light weapons into the zone. Shehu said the consequences of the weapons were prolonging conflicts in Nigeria with negative impacts on the peace efforts and socio-economic development. He said the Northeast Zonal Center should not be deterred in the task ahead and assured of support. Now, the menace of out-of-school children and its attendant risk can be addressed through the establishment of Al-Majiri Commission, whose responsibility is to see that children are enrolled in school, irrespective of financial status of their parents. A Kaduna-based politician and security analyst, Muhammad Ali, made the submission in an interview in his office. He said children should learn the Quran under the supervision of their parents, and the tradition of travel to far places must be discouraged.
The issue is not having a commission, but an outright ban on begging, because Al-Majiri has been bastardized and has been taken over by syndicate managers who are today using it to exploit young children both males and females. In fact, some of the activities that amounts to child trafficking. So what we need is not a commission, but an outright ban on the activities of the so-called Almajiri, because most of them are not actually out there learning the Quran. Because if students of Quran who go from their parents' houses to the school and back can do that and in 3 years memorize the Holy Quran, there is no reason why parents should be taking their children to distant places under the cover of learning the Quran. But what essentially they are out there doing is looking for money. And it is through this system that some of them fall into bad hands and become criminals. So what we need is a total ban on the migration of...
And now to matters of security, where bandits have killed no fewer than 4 farmers and abducted over 100 others, including women and children, from 14 communities in Mashegu and Rafi local government areas of Niger State in the last 3 weeks. Reports say more than half of the victims were kidnapped while harvesting crops in their farms. Those killed were a traditional ruler, 2 vigilantes and 1 other person during an invasion of Mashegu local government. Sources said the attack on communities in Mashegu forced residents to flee to Ibbi town and other safer places in the local government. In Rafi and parts of Shiroro local governments, 61 farmers were reportedly kidnapped in Gidigori, Pandogari and Durimi communities in the last 2 weeks. Residents said while bandits had also imposed a 3 million naira tax on each of the communities as a condition to stop kidnapping them and to allow them to harvest their farm produce, only 1 of the communities had been able to pay. Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has ordered the immediate suspension of his Special Assistant on Technical Affairs, Collins Eze, from office for acts of gross misconduct. Now, this is contained in a statement issued to newsmen on Tuesday in Abakaliki by the Secretary to the State Government and Coordinating Commissioner, Kenneth Igwe. According to the statement, the suspension is indefinite. The statement said Eze is directed to hand over all government property in his possession to the Secretary to the State Government and Coordinating Commissioner before the close of work on Wednesday, 28th December 2022. An accident involving a commercial bus on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Tuesday has claimed the lives of 10 and injured 6 others. The Federal Road Safety Corps Sector Commander in Oyo State, Joshua Adekanye, confirmed this in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria on Tuesday in Ibadan. Adekanye said the lone accident that happened on Tuesday morning around the Guru Mahaji area involved a commercial bus and truck carrying a container. He said the commercial bus, which was traveling overnight from Malumfashi, Katsina State, suddenly came across the truck carrying a container that was driving against traffic. Adekanye said that the bus, in order to avoid the truck, hit the container and fell into a ditch, resulting in deaths of 10 persons and 6 others injured while the truck drove away. He said the total number of people involved in the accident were 18, comprising of 17 male adults and a male child. The sector commander said the injured persons had been taken to Ibadan Central Hospital for medical attention, while the dead persons were taken to Adeoyo Hospital morgue. He said that the police division at the toll gate area of Ibadan had taken charge of the crashed vehicle. The sector commander called on motorists to always shun night travels and driving against traffic. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the police authorities to take the strongest possible action against the culprits already held in detention over the killing of Omobalanle Rahim, a member of the Nigeria Bar Association, shot by on-duty policemen on Christmas Day. The president, who condemned what he called the heinous and senseless killing Monday night, said he was deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the brutal carnage. President Buhari, in a statement issued on Tuesday by his media aide, Malam Garba Shehu, said this incident was a stark reminder of the recurring menace of the mishandling of weapons and a wake-up call to law enforcement agencies including the police, to ensure the full implementation of reforms instituted by the administration on the subject of weapons handling, as well as the protection of the rights of citizens. Meanwhile, Police Service Commission on Tuesday condemned the killing of Mowalale Rahim, a lawyer allegedly killed by a police officer, an assistant superintendent of police in Aja area of Lagos on Christmas Day. This is contained in a statement issued on Tuesday by Ikechukwu Ani, Head, Press and Public Relations Unit of the Commission. The Commission said it received with shock the news of an unprovoked killing of a harmless Nigerian and a lawyer. An ASP attached to Aja Police Station and 2 other officers were arrested by the Lagos Police Command over the killing. The Commission directed that the police leadership should hasten investigation into the matter and forward the report to it for consideration and further disciplinary action. It also called on the police to put in place a formidable program for further training of its men in weapon handling, as the case of unprovoked shooting and killing of innocent Nigerians has become worrisome. Chaotic traffic gridlocks in Abuja have disappeared as many residents traveled out to spend Christmas and the festive period elsewhere. Kabir Lawal reports that commercial drivers are lamenting low patronage. The report.
Vehicular traffic and gridlock are common sights in Abuja on a typical working day, with civil servants and other employees rushing to their offices. However, during festive period, free flow of traffic is noticeable. Commercial motorists in FCT say they are recording low patronage even as the festive period celebration continues.
You know, the more people are in town, the more the business will move well. So many people have traveled and we just have few people in the town. So the business is not so much. As you can see, since morning I've been staying here for over 2 hours now. I have not gone to a trip. So the business really comes down.
Some Abuja residents also said the Christmas celebration has made everywhere to be scanty.
But sometimes the price will be high, sometimes the price will be lower.
It's moving smoothly, only due to the financial scarcity in the country generally. So many people want to travel, but because of money and because of the transport fare that got increased.
People who have traveled to see their loved ones said they prefer to travel where they are unlikely to be struck in traffic.
Thank God, everything is reducing by day, so we thank God.
We have been recording low patronage since the beginning of the celebration, and this has actually made our park to be scanty because people have already traveled. The few ones here have never complained. Either they said they like the security consciousness going on at the garage. Commercial drivers also said high cost of fuel is a source of worry for them, asking government to look into the issue. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Stay with us on Trust TV News Update. Still ahead. We'll tell you why Abuja relaxation spots are centers of attraction. Details of this and more after the break. Stay with us.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at England squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now let's recap our top stories. Labour Party appoints Akin Oshuntokun to replace Doyin Okukpe as DG Presidential Campaign Council. And road accident on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway kills 10, injures 6. And moving on to other news now. The Lagos State Government on Monday shut the kiddies section of Wonderland Lagos after a fun seeker was electrocuted at the event venue. The Director General of Lagos State Safety Commission, Larry Mojola, said in a statement that the intervention became imperative to prevent further exposure of attendees, particularly kids, at the venue to accidents that can lead to injuries and fatalities. Mojola further disclosed that the event venue owner, Ezekiel Adamu, had refused to implement safety measures prescribed by the Commission. The refusal, the Commission said, was in spite of several meetings at the onset of the project following an initial safety inspection exercise carried out on the venue to deliberate on safety infractions observed within the facility. He further sounded a note of warning to facilities in Lagos that are not in compliance with the state safety guidelines on events and urged residents to socialize responsibly. Now, festive period holidays create opportunities for families to spend time together. Relaxation spots and amusement parks are centers of attraction during Christmas and New Year celebrations. Neil Sampson visits Abuja Millennium Park, where families unwind with their loved ones. His report.
For some families, Christmas celebration is a period that helps to keep families connected in a special way. Relaxation spots like this park is a natural choice to spend quality time away from work.
It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I just want to be here to relax with my family and also with my aged mother. To give God all the glory. We thank God to a blessed day like this. And also a gathering.
I'm here with my kids. Today is one of the public holidays declared by federal government. So this is a Christmas period when we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. So in all things, we should give praise to him. So we are here, particularly myself, I'm here because of my kids. They wanted to come outside to relax, so I brought them to this place. Certainly, we have stayed for a few days at home, so it will be worthwhile going back to work.
Everybody has what they are doing, so at least this festive period is the only time that at least we can, out of our whole business and everything. So this festive period is the only time we can spend time with each other and catch up.
I'm here to just have a fun, instead of staying at home, at least to relax here, to be and be with people again. I'm happy because I'm alive. So it's enough to be glorified unto God.
Visitors say the little rest here revitalizes and strengthens them.
We'll have enough holidays now, starting from that was on 25th to today. At least I have enough rest.
For God to make it to be a successful and for it to be done in peace, and for the managers of our economy, possibly the new leader that will emerge should rescue us from the present situation and make it better for everyone in 2023.
Evenings are especially nice to enjoy the beautiful lights at the park, but most family members come in daytime following directives to parks and relaxation spots in Abuja to close by 7 p.m. in view of the prevailing security situation. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Well, it's always nice to find time to rest and relax. Now, moving slightly away from that, as part of efforts to make passport issuance seamless in Oyo State, the Nigeria Immigration Service is set to open another passport office in Oyo Town in January 2023. Now, this was made known by the NIS controller in the state, Controller Isa Dan Suleiman, during the end-of-year party for officers. During the party, they were also in honor of retiring officers of the command. The NIS controller said the year 2022 had been impressive and rewarding. He said that issuance of passports has greatly improved in the state, especially with the inauguration of e-enhanced passport in Ibadan Center, adding that the command has achieved a lot in anti-human trafficking. According to him, about 5,600 passports were issued and 79 illegal migrants repatriated by the command between October to December 2022.
Passport issuance has greatly improved with the commissioning of this symbols we are seeing, the e-enhanced passport. So December 2001, it has been tremendous. We have issued, as at yesterday, just the month of that review, we have issued about 5,600 just within 2 months past. And lots is going on. Every day we keep this passport. More things are coming up, more improvement on how to do this passport are coming. Just last 2 weeks, we have there's a desk now for diaspora coming in, not to avoid any pain. They just come seamlessly approach. We have officers standing by waiting for them, so that whatever we do now is seamless, particularly in passport issuance. Lately, we have a lot of, I would call it, much migration. People are migrating more out of the country. We pray it's that of regular. If once it's regular, it becomes a problem. So far, passport issuance, we are doing well. And on anti-human trafficking, so much has been done. A lot has been done.
Now for a quick look at the foreign scene, where Ethiopian Airlines has announced flight resumption to Tigray capital, Mekele. The announcement comes a day after an Ethiopian delegation made the first high-level government visit to the rebel-held region since the signing of a peace deal last month. The airline, the biggest carrier in Africa, said on Tuesday that it will operate daily flights from the national capital, Addis Ababa, to the Tigrayan capital of Mekele. It said in a statement that the schedule will increase in frequency depending on demand. Aid has started trickling back into Tigray since the peace deal was signed on November 2nd, going some way to alleviating chronic shortages of food, fuel, cash and drugs. But the region of 6 million is still largely without electricity and phone lines, while internet and banking services have only been partly restored. Now, before we go, let's take a look at how a rose plantation industry boosts the income of over 2,000 people in the county of Xiaojing in China's Sichuan province. Let's take a look.
A village party chief in southwest China's Sichuan province has helped develop the rose plantation industry in the county of Xiaojing, which boosts the income of nearly 20,000 people. Chen Wanghui, who leads the Maoshui village administered by the county, is also a delegate to the upcoming 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China.
我们刚开始种植玫瑰呢，是从2011年说起。那个时候呢，我是茂水村的村长。这个老百姓呢，经常反映，这个野猪破坏他们的庄稼。那天呢，我们就到这个庄稼地头去看哈呢，就把土豆儿这些种完了。当时呢，发现那个地边有一株玫瑰，当时我就看到那个玫瑰花开得很好。我说，要是玫瑰花能变钱就可以了。 他们说为啥子？我说因为这个我们就玫瑰花能变强，我们就改变我们的种植方式，种玫瑰花。我说你看玫瑰花全身都是籽，没得粮食味道，也煮不拱它。
Led by Chen, the local people gave up low-value-added crops such as potatoes and beans and began to grow roses.
在11年的时候，我就考察7、8个省，把这什么品种、种植环境、种植效益，整个考察完的时候呢，我在12年呢集中进苗，进了这个8个省的苗，得集中做10年。 经过10年当中呢，全有的品种。
Shaojin County boasts abundant sunlight and significant temperature differences between day and night, which are good for rose planting.
现在这个玫瑰出来了就，还特别对我们老年人还可以哦，老年人都适合做这种，活路也不多，也不费力。
我们现在种玫瑰呢，这个收入。 反正就是我呢，反正就是4亩地呢，基本上最少都是4万，咋子就是甚至就是4万、5万、6万多，就要达到这一点。我们一家3口人，随便这样子，基本上都吃喝都够了。
Today, under the leadership of the local government, the total area of rose planting and production has reached 15,000 mu, covering 13 townships and 46 villages.
And with the rose plantations of Shaojing, we wrap up Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.